first victim on the list. This is wild, okay? When I knew about this, I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. I was laughing 24/7 while the news were being developed. You might be thinking, who the hell is she? So in January 2024, there was this article on a newspaper. A Colombian girl named Geraldine Fernandez is basically working on The Boy and the Heron. And everyone was like, wow, that's like very good. Not many people from Colombia work in international movies. You know, more articles came out about her and basically who she is and all of that. And we only have that single picture that I showed you at the beginning. There is no more pictures of this girl. There's just videos. She's basically showing everyone how she animates for Studio Ghibli, okay? And put your own logic into the videos, okay?
Cuando realizo la tesis de grado, Dani me dice, tu estilo de ilustración se parece mucho al de Studio Ghibli. En ningún momento imaginé que fuera a pasar. Me inscribo en la Universidad de Tokio, me llaman, me dicen que aprobaron mi inscripción, toda mi maestría la realizo de manera becada. Todas las escenas, todo lo que tú realizas de la película está hecho a mano. Hay retoques digitales, sí, pero son muy mínimos o son como ajustes de color como para que todo tenga una simetría. Tengo que realizar en 25.000 hojas de papel la escena. Ilustro la misma escena 25.000 veces. Aquí tenemos este círculo, pero el círculo está en este punto. Yo me voy a la siguiente hoja y miro en qué punto está el círculo y lo muevo otro poquito. Ya se ve la secuencia. Cuando ya termina y así hasta completar las 25.000.
So when she says she animated 25,000 frames, that's like 17 minutes of the movie, okay? Hard to believe because like in these post-its you're telling me that you made 25,000 frames, like 25,000 drawings. Do you really think Studio Ghibli is still using paper to this day? Do you really think so? She even went to a university which is very prestigious in Colombia, and she gave basically lessons and a whole talk about how to get to where she is and all of that, and how she got the job at Studio Ghibli. To make this talk at that university, that's this prestigious university I told you about, she faked her portfolio, and she basically put like a lot of work from other people. She completely plagiarized it. And when you make the first 25,000 frames, you may at least be in the credits, right? Well, no. She basically said that she was a freelancer and that she didn't have anything to do with that, so that's why she wasn't in the credits. And at the same time, she made the first 17 minutes of the movie, so that means like what? Like, I don't know, she just kept lying and lying. Of course, they caught her in another interview where they asked a pretty basic question, right? If you worked in the first quarter of the movie, do you speak Japanese? And I think she speaks more like Japanese.
Gente me está pidiendo bastante de que hables en japonés, no sé.
Casi toda la producción fue en mitad japonés y mitad inglés, con el japonés básico, como te comenté al principio. Yo tengo pues una base básico medio intermedio. Casi siempre como que era arigato gozaimasu, ohayo gozaimasu, hi, tai tai, bye bye.
Another interview came by and another interview came by, and basically everyone at this point already knew like this was a complete liar and a compulsive liar, because like if they already caught you and you're still lying, why? But anyway, in the end, she apologized in a really long document where she kept on lying. So what can we learn from this? Don't lie, because then it's a snowball effect. And then once the ball's too big, you just can't keep it up, okay? You just can't keep on the lie. And of course, since The Boy and the Heron was an actual good movie, I've never watched it, but it won an Oscar. Everything after that was just memes of Geraldine Fernandez working for The Boy and the Heron. This is hilarious. The first category is gonna be slayed. You completely slayed, devoured. The next category will be flop, which basically means you failed to impress. Clown, which I think is just the clown emoji. That's what I think of it. In jail for the final one. I'm just gonna put her at clown because that's all she did. She just was a clown all along. Next one on the list is Mrs. Gypsy Rose. What a dark story, honestly. Oof, there is so much to talk about her. Well, first of all, as a little child, she was basically very incapable of doing normal things like everyone else. So she was basically in a wheelchair and a lot more stuff like being fed through a tube. She had leukemia and also a lot of other disorders and terrible diseases. And what if I told you that all of this that I just told you is a lie? Because actually her mom was faking it all out because she had a syndrome called Munchausen by proxy, which is also a way of child abuse where they lie, where she makes up basically fake symptoms to her daughter or makes real symptoms to make it look like she's sick. Basically putting her in a wheelchair, feeding her through a tube, all of those things. So basically Gypsy Rose got older and she realized that she's actually not sick. And basically going online, she found a friend. And from friend, they started dating. They became an online couple. But with the thing that this guy actually was not well. He had also a mental disorder that made him see the world differently. So then she was like, well, I'm tired of my life. And she basically proposed to him to unalive her mom so that they could be together. And then basically he ended up unaliving her mom and he got life in prison and she only got 10 years for only being the mastermind of the crime. She got early released at 8 years. And all of that time happened and it was 2023 and she came out of prison after 8 years. And of course there is like a lot of people who date when they are within prison. You can actually go and visit and basically become partners while you're in prison and all of that. So basically as soon as she went out of prison, she married her husband Ryan. And basically everyone online is saying that he looks like her mother and I'm like, what the hell? I mean, you can kind of see like an appearance maybe, like, because everyone was like with the red circles like around her both faces and like doing like crossing and seeing the similarities and all of that. So of course when you're the husband of a criminal, then of course you kind of get a lot of backlash. So when he opened his Instagram account, she was already super famous. Everyone was like, oh my god. When she's out of prison now, everyone is like doing her interviews and she feels like an influencer when she should not be actually. And then of course, well, Ryan started posting on his Instagram. He was getting a lot of backlash for basically marrying a criminal. And this is the moment. He posted a picture and Gypsy Rose commented this. I'm sorry, the D is fire. Excuse me. Like at that moment, I don't know how to feel, so that's why I'll put you in jail. Oh my god. And all of this message was for nothing because actually in March, 3 months later after they got married, they started filing for divorce. And she basically started dating her ex-fiancé because apparently she had like multiple dates with people. And if that wasn't enough to break Ryan's heart, everything, bone, muscles, everything, 2 months later, she announces she's pregnant. And yeah, well, now the baby is born. It was born 1 year after she got out of prison. So I think all of the time wasn't wasted, but the D's fire is going to jail. I'm so sorry. Next one on the list, of course, Ariana Grande.
We're interviewing Nickelodeon stars Ariana Grande.
We have to talk about Ariana Grande. This is all of her Pokemon transformations. First of all, she got the role for Wicked, which is Wizard of Oz. I just haven't seen it. Which is a Wizard of Oz prequel, sequel, I'm not sure, but it's like in the universe of the Wizard of Oz. And basically she got the role as Glinda. And she was really happy about it because she was like really motivated. And she's of course an actress because being in Victorious.
I don't laugh like that.
Sam and Cat. Nickelodeon shows, but she can do of course more than that, and she got the role, so she was very happy. In the filming of the movie, she was really close with this guy who was also SpongeBob in a theater show. He did SpongeBob in Broadway, which if you're right now hating on him for being in SpongeBob in Broadway, why don't you get in Broadway? That's the hardest thing. I think that's the hardest thing. Like not even actors can do that. Anyways, this is not bad. Like after all, it's not bad that they're together, whatever, because she had a husband called Dalton. They divorced a year before, so everything was nice, nothing happened. Actually, no. He got 1.2 million from Ariana Grande on divorce. The bad thing is that Ethan, the guy which she is dating now, he's still married. So now you're Ariana, listen to me. What are you doing? What did you do? Like back then, who were you? So she was basically dating a married guy. So basically the best way that Ariana thought of addressing the controversies was come up with a song saying yes and. Anyways, this song is actually really good, so I cannot blame that on her because like the song is really good. She then released the album, which is also really good. I loved We Can't Be Friends. But now it's all right because Ethan is now divorced. He divorced in September, so now I think they can be together, right? I mean, yeah. And now Wicked, the movie is out, and I haven't watched it. Please leave it in the comments if it's good, if I should watch it. Please recommend, because I saw that it's almost 3 hours and it's just part one. So I'm not up for musicals. The only musicals that I watch are Disney movies. I don't know. Next we have to talk about, please. Oh my God, Nikocado Avocado. Well, if you don't know who that is, basically he's a YouTuber that back then he used to be a vegan YouTuber. And he did recipes, he did health tips to keep yourself fit, I don't know. And he was doing all of these videos, but then once he started eating a lot, and then I think he saw that he profit out of that, and he was getting actually more money than just doing the healthy vegan tips. So yeah, then he started eating a lot more in videos until it got to a point where he was unrecognizable. It got to the point where he was, oh my God, overeating a lot, and he was doing mukbangs, which mukbang is like eating a lot in a video. And then he also involves his boyfriend, and then he started eating with him, and he had guests, and they all ate, but in such quantities that is not healthy anymore. And it's just the contrast, like he was such a healthy YouTuber, and now he got to the point where he was 181 kilograms, and he kept uploading these videos, doing dancing videos and uploading his life, basically eating, and he got health issues and he had to sleep with a mask on. One moment to the other he disappeared for 7 months, but then one day he uploads this video, 2 steps ahead. In this video you can basically see him completely changed. You can see him with a shaved head, and he's basically saying that all of the videos of him eating was just a social experiment to see how people behave when they are seeing someone eat so much and all of that, and that all of this was planned out. So I guess if all of this was planned out, then I think like in the video also he says he lost 113 kilograms and now he's 70 kilograms. And now everyone's thinking, is this possible? Is this possible? I think yes, with a good diet, because he said it was 2 years of basically uploading already recorded content, and that he completely disappeared, and that he shaved his head so that nobody could recognize him. But now that happened, and a month later nobody was talking about it anymore, and everyone just kind of got it like a motivation. Like also Ice Spice, like if you've seen her recently, like the change. Also Lindsay Lohan, Christina Aguilera. But I don't understand him anymore because like he's still posting eating videos. So I don't understand what so is he just going to repeat the cycle? Is he going to get super big again and lose all that weight again? Because that's not a social experiment. You're just damaging yourself, and I don't know. And now apparently I watched one of his videos, and at the beginning, and now he's basically doing tours and talking about his body weight loss and all of that. So basically he's going into clown for me in the tier list, because I don't really know what he expected. Like he's basically a clown for saying that this was a social experiment where he was just experimenting with his body in the end. So let's do one honorable mention to Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco. They have been a couple that everyone's been talking about, because apparently everyone is saying that he's too ugly to be with her, and I don't think so. Like honestly, objectively, everything he needs to be like better looking is actually just do some curls on hair. Like please someone define his curls. Also, have you seen his nails? Like all of his nails are different colors and are different fruits. Like there is this one super trippy. There is this one that is super amazing in my opinion. Like the artist who did this, wow. And now they're getting married, which wow. And the ring cost apparently $1 million, and it's beautiful. It's a Marquise diamond. And Selena Gomez has a song where she sings about Marquise diamond. So this on point, great man. He listens to her music. Next one we're gonna talk about BRAT, because BRAT Summer was actually really powerful. Basically, BRAT is an album that was released by Charlie XCX. This is a dance album. This one is basically unique because it has this bright green, right? And everyone's like, I mean, you can kind of see it like compared to other album covers that this is the one that most stands out because it's a really bright green, and she says on interviews that she chose that green and she chose that low resolution font because she was trying to cut down costs on budget. And I see it, like I see her mind. I really like the album cover. She released a remix in summer with all of the same music but re-remixed with other artists like Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish. I love the song with Ariana Grande. It's really good. Like, if you haven't heard it, you please listen to it. I'm doing you a favor. So I'm putting her at Slade. Next one on the block is, oh my god, Jojo Siwa. Oh my god. Anyways, basically Jojo Siwa, for those who don't know her, she was a small girl and she was in this show called Dance Moms where I don't know, they prepare girls for like shows and all of this. And she was very talented and she had like these big bows. She was always recognized for these big bows and having fights with Abby Lee Miller. She was also because she was very confident. She had her ponytail so tight that, oh my god, all of my front hairs are crying right now. So of course she always had like this child vibe, and now she's an adult, right? She's 20. She wants a reinvention, she wants a rebrand, and she decides to release her new music because she also had music back then and it was very, bubblegum pop, and now she wanted a new rebrand. Well, she released Karma. I was a bad girl. The bad girl? This is the bad girl. I did some bad things. This is the things she did. Okay. So the music video Karma was hilarious. Her style in that video is like the same style she was before, but just in darker colors. That's what I think. And also everyone was criticizing her dancing because apparently she looks like she's having a seizure. And she continues to release more music and everyone's still like making jokes, memes about her. And then like right at the end of 2024 there was this trend which I really liked, which was basically someone saying, let's ignore celebrities now. And the first one was Jojo Siwa. She was basically being ignored. Like, this ignored trend was basically not giving likes to celebrities, not liking their posts, and preferably not giving views. So basically, yeah, she was doing these dances and nobody was looking at her, liking it, commenting. It was hilarious. And then the next one on the block was actually James Charles, and he reacted really well to that, saying that he's basically not gonna do more rant videos and all of that. So that was a really good move. Now let's talk about Katy Perry, because she is a story on her own. Because this story can be for a whole entirely different video, but I'm gonna try to summarize as much as I can. So basically she, like at the beginning of her career, she was doing church music, Christian music, and all of that. But then as a contrast, she made a song called I Kissed a Girl. So if you're first doing Christian music and then you're on a song saying I Kissed a Girl, it's just incredible, because she was actually incredible. After that song, her career started to rise, and actually I love her music. Back then, she released a whole album in which all of them are bops, complete bops. She even went to the Super Bowl, she had interviews, paparazzi, she went to award shows, but she's never won a Grammy. Let's be clear about that, okay? And then everyone was like, oh my god, you're so famous. Oh my god, I love your music. Everyone was like, oh my god, how can you make this even better? How can you top all of this success that you have? And then basically I think she was very pressured, or I don't know what happened to her, but then when she released her next album, she released Witness. She released a song called Chain to the Rhythm that was somewhat good on charts, and actually that song is really good. I like that song. But everything that came after that was just going down. Like, after that, she released another album, but I think it was beginning or middle of pandemic. She released an album that was Smile, and nobody listened to that. It was like 80 something on the charts, and everyone was like, what is happening to Katy Perry? She was such a big artist, now what happened to her? So her best idea was to collaborate again with Dr. Luke, which he is being accused of sexual assault. towards Kesha, and that's also for another video because, oh my god, a really long backstory, and I don't want to make this video 3 hours. And she was basically collaborating with him again because she thought maybe my career will go up again, because she collaborated with him to make I Kissed a Girl and all of these hits. So she was like, maybe my career will rise up again, and everyone was with her. I tell you, everyone was with her, even me. So when she releases Woman's World, it's like ChatGPT making a song, literally the level. Everyone had hope, even me, but like so intelligent. That sounds like complete ChatGPT song. So then, of course, this album flopped as well, and everyone was like, oh my god, what did you do? Woman's World was not giving empowering anything. So then, of course, she's doing a tour and she wants to promote that tour, right? So she goes to Mexico. And if you don't know, the Latin American experience is wild. So she went on this morning TV show and they did a tribute to her.
Vamos un corte y te quedas con nosotros, ¿verdad? Volvemos contigo.
Can you see it on her face? The disappointment, the fake smiling is just amazing and incredible. I think the face is insane to me. They were trying to pay tribute, but it was more or less like a parody, and I get it, like when you're paying tribute is way different. I think they could have used another word, or was just basically a parody. And it's funnier because she was being translated on her earphone, and of course the translating process is not that quick, so you can see she's on her earphone like, yes, what did you say? And making really funny faces. And the most hilarious part, in my opinion, when she was invited to leave the Mexican transportation. She was experiencing the basically what everyone in Mexico experiences every single day. And
You ready? ¿Estás lista?
Okay.
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 Bus
In
de
this kind of
fiesta.
buses, there's
De
a
hecho,
lot of
En nuestro país. Cuesta 4 pesos.
I'm okay, thank you.
peso for you.
No hay peso para ti.
This for you.
her faces, just her faces. I'm still putting her at flop because I'm so sorry, but like we hope Katy Perry will someday rise again. And now last one. And now we're gonna do a pause. Advertising, no, actually this is not advertising. I don't know any other part of the world, but here has been wild, like the amount of everyone just mentioning this. And I'm like, what is up with that? So we're gonna try it. This is basically Dubai chocolate. Okay, yes, I don't know if it's the name because they're making it in Dubai or what, but we're gonna try it. Also, disclaimer, this is very unhealthy. It's very rare when they invent a new thing because it's a new eating thing, you know? It's always the same thing like over and over again, but like when they invent a new whatever it is, it's really amazing and I like it. Chocolate with pistachio, so let's try it. I don't know how much this will interfere with the chroma, but look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna get close. Look at that, and we're gonna try it. ASMR. Is it the most? I'm gonna try a little bit more. It's not mind-blowing. I don't think it's worth the hype. I don't think everyone should be talking about this. So I'm gonna put it at flop. It failed to impress me. I'm sorry. It's not worth the hype. Honestly, yes, full of sugar. I can feel it rise up my body, but that's it. It's not also, I don't know if it's the BRAT chocolate bar that I got, what it is, but it's not it. I'm sorry. And last one on the list. Luigi Mangione. And you may from the picture already know who this is because this is, I think, the most photographed suspect in history, I think. He went to Gilman School, I don't know the pronunciation. He basically had rich parents. His dad, I think, owned like golf courses. So yeah, he went to this school and it's like a lot of thousands of dollars a year to be able to see your children in there. And he was top of the class in this school. So he must be very smart, right? Well, no, everyone that has been in school knows that he's not the smartest one. in the class. It's about who gets better with the teacher that you can pass. Because if you're ever with a teacher that is not in line with you, he will make your life impossible. So now why is everyone talking about him? Well, because he is the number one suspect of murdering Brian Thompson. He is the CEO of United Healthcare, which is the biggest insurance company in the US. Why was he doing this? Well, in a mode of protest, I think, because insurance in the US is not the best. I think it's the worst because I think there is no public insurance. You just have to always pay private. And insurance there is basically all business. All they want is to get the money from you and not give it to you when you actually need it, when you're in need of medicines, procedures, anything. So he allegedly murdered Brian Thompson with this ghost gun, right? What is this ghost gun? I'm putting an example. It's a 3D printed gun that you can make at home. Like you can literally download like the model and you can just build it at home. It's kind of like a Lego type thing, you know, like you can get the parts together and they form the gun. So that makes it completely unrecognizable. There is no serial number in it because you made it. He knew what he was doing, kind of. So when he shot Brian Thompson, he basically got away. In the ammunition shells, there were these words engraved: deny, defend, depose, which is basically the strategy or tactic that insurance companies do in the US to basically delay your treatments and medicines as much as possible so that they can extract the most money out of you without them even ever paying for your medicines, what you really need. Basically, let's say you have a terminal condition and you're in need of the right medicine or the right procedures, and they just delay that, let's say 15 days, and then they send you another message, and then 15 days later they answer back, and then you have to basically sue them. And of course, suing a company is really a lot of paperwork and a lot of time and a lot of money, and you're basically in a condition where that's the last thing you want to do. So basically, if you have a terminal condition, you end up dying before the insurance actually does something to help you. This is the modus operandi of the US system. So then after he got away, they got a picture of him because he was apparently flirting with a hotel receptionist, and you can see his smile because he got the mask out just to like smile at her or something. That's what the police is saying. So what are you doing? You murdered someone and then you didn't even change your clothes. And flirting with someone, really? Then he was found in a McDonald's in Altoona, which is really far away from where he actually did the murder. They found him, his backpack, where it was the ghost gun, and 3 pages of everyone is saying is a manifesto, but it's like, I don't know, a letter of him basically saying why he did this and all of that, basically confessing. And of course, everyone started making conspiracies like any other thing that happens online. And everyone went to Twitter page. I'm never gonna say X, okay? X sounds like what? Find the X? They found his Twitter page where he has 3 pictures on his like landscape picture. I don't know the name of this. Where he has a Pokemon, the X-rays of probably his back, and a picture of him, which everyone is like, oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god, he blah blah blah. But this never happened before because, you know, this is not something I think you would do like at 26. So that's why everyone's like, oh my god. And everyone started making the theory that this is the Pokemon 286 on the Pokédex, and he has 286 posts on his Twitter account. It's also the denial code in the healthcare system and all of that. Let's blur it out because actually these are just conspiracies and we're not a channel for that. But the denial code is when appeal limits for a healthcare claim are not met, which is basically what they love to do apparently in the US. But of course, this is a case in progress. This is not like there isn't still not someone to blame until, everything is still allegedly because this is a case in progress. In January and February are the court dates. So yeah, if you like this video, subscribe.